Hey, I wanted to spend a second and talk about a couple of things. I've talked to some guys that I do online coaching for over the last few weeks, and one of it is preparing mentally for a PR, and then also kind of getting in the mind frame of competing. But before I get to that, I wanted to share a couple of shirts that were just made that are now available. We got this one, multiple different colors. And we have this one, if I can figure out how to hold it up. Also, multiple different colors. Just kind of some cool shirts like to put together. You can message me for the details on how to get those. I also want to give a shout out to T. Cummings. Congratulations on making it to 220. It is not fun, and you better not ever outbench me. At least, please don't. But good luck. And then to Tasha and Dan competing at Worlds over this week and the weekend. Good luck to you guys, and I hope you guys all hit the numbers that you're expecting for and you've been training to hit. Okay, so kind of back to the topic. Mentally preparing for a PR. Now, one of the things you have to understand going into training is that you're going to fail way more times than you're ever going to succeed. You're going to leave the gym unsatisfied many more times. And that may even be the case in competitions. You may have a bigger expectation in a competition than you actually achieve. So, some ways to get over that. One is to keep in mind the variables that play in a part in the training. For instance, lack of sleep or not eating correctly, stress, maybe financially or relationship-wise, work-wise, things like that. All those things play a part into when you finally get into the gym and you're ready to hit it. Especially for a guy like me, I work 12 hours and then I go and I train. So keep those kind of things in mind when you're going into the gym and you have an expectation on what you're trying to accomplish at the gym. Secondly, setting up for a PR. When you're in the gym and you're training, you should be mentally watching yourself flawlessly going through the lifts, watching yourself almost in third person complete the lift and doing it flawlessly. And build that confidence in yourself that you know that you can do it, and that's why you put in the work in training. And that'll carry over into competition as well, and that's something in a competition you should be doing also. Another thing in competition, if you go down with a team of people or you go down with your friends or whatever, maybe some training partners, make sure you take time for yourself. I know everybody likes to go out and they like to help each other. They like to be apart and handoffs and going through warm-ups and things, but make sure you take some time. Set aside your own time to prepare and get your mind right and relax and make sure you eat and stay hydrated. So those are just some food for thought things when you go to a competition. The other thing in training to keep in mind, one of the things that I like to do is I like to specifically think of a time that I failed. And I can think back of a couple of competitions that I've done where I really wanted to do well and I didn't. And I almost left embarrassed. There's a prime example. I did a competition raw. I was 220 down in Corvallis, Oregon at Downing's gym. And I really felt like I was in the ballpark of about 590 pounds raw, easily 585 raw. And I opened up at 545, I believe, and it was so heavy. Barely got it. And I moved up to 570, and 570 wasn't my best. It was a few pounds off of my best that I'd done in a competition, and it stapled me. And I was really embarrassed. I left the gym there thinking of all the things that I had done to prepare myself for that competition, and to do so poorly, I was really disappointed in myself and embarrassed. So when I go into training and I'm looking at hitting a PR, I try to think back of those times and the feeling that you get in your stomach, in the pit of your stomach, when you're upset and you want to do better and you have that drive to hurry up and get into the gym and do well again. That's what I try to remember when I'm setting up to do a PR, is that feeling, that disappointment, the the want to go back and redo it. So those are just some things to think about. Keep the confidence level up. Try to make sure you leave the gym also on a good note. Don't ever leave the gym after a failure. So just some ideas. You get a chance, look at fuelthedesire.com. Also make sure you get a slingshot from howmuchyoubench.net.